This week, Mercury, planet that rules the mental realm, is turning to retrograde motion in the sign of Aries. And we have Venus, planet of love, relationships, and personal resources, also moving into Aries to join the Sun and Mercury. All of this, an empowered moment and more in my new weekly intuitive energy forecast for the week of Monday, April 1st through Sunday, April 7th, 2024. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, starseed astrologer and spiritual messenger from Sacred Soul Empowerment. Here to do your weekly intuitive reading, and for this week's reading, we're going to be using the Light Seers Tarot. This is by Chris Ann, and this will be the main message for the collective. Your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, it's going to be coming from a deck that I haven't pulled out in a really long time, but I was guided by Spirit to use it. And that is the Angel Answers deck by Radley Valentine. So let's go ahead, before we look at our stones of choice and before we get into the astrology for the week, let's go ahead and settle our minds and relax our bodies and do an empowered moment. So if you just kick back, lay back, or sit, or recline, close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Relax your body, letting go of all thoughts of the day, the week, the month, and just focusing on this present moment, the here and now. Visualizing gold and white light all around you, and this is the gold and white light of God's source energy, universe, all that is. And as you're seeing or sensing, feeling, or just knowing that you're surrounded in this unconditionally loving and healing golden white light, I want you to take in a deep breath and breathe it into every cell of your body, activating all of those cells, areas within your body that need to rebirth themselves with the advent of the spring equinox that we've had recently. And as you exhale, and each time you exhale, you're just letting go of all that your body, mind, and soul no longer needs. And this week we have Mercury retrograde about to start, and Mercury rules our thoughts, perceptions, communications. It rules all of those mental processes. And it's in the first sign of the zodiac, Aries, the sign of new beginnings and initiation. But now as it's moving into retrograde motion, it's slowing down those thought processes. And even though there's a part of us that wants to plant those seeds and move forward fast and furious towards our new goals and ideas, ambitions, Mercury is asking that we slow down just a little bit, slowing down for a few weeks to make sure we haven't missed any information, to do a little bit more research, to do a little bit more contemplating before we make a decision or choose a direction. So focus in your mind on that idea of slowing down, not feeling rushed, not feeling in a place where we have to make an immediate decision or to choose an immediate new direction. For as Mercury moves into retrograde motion, there's usually more information that's going to be coming to us. Messages and guidance from the divine, or communications and information from other people that will eventually aid us in making that decision or choosing that new direction, which usually comes as Mercury turns back to direct motion, which is more towards the end of this month of April. And it's so appropriate that Mercury is retrograde in this month, because this month vibrates to the Hanged Man in the tarot, and the Hanged Man is about surrendering and waiting. It's about being in suspended animation for a time while we look at things from a different perspective, a different vantage point. And sometimes this allows us to see things or perceive things in a whole new way, things that we didn't see before or know before. Revelations come in, aha moments. So breathe in that idea, that energy. Breathe in the idea of patience and reflection. Breathing it into every cell of your body. Asking for more information, messages, and guidance to come to you throughout the next few weeks. And as you exhale and in your own time, you can open your eyes and return to this time and place and space. And now we're going to get ready to look at our stones of choice for the week, for that special message card a little bit later on. And by the way, this is the first full week in April, so make sure you also go onto my YouTube channel to watch the monthly energy forecast for April 2024. Can you believe we're in April already? So these stones of choice are actually special intention stones and crystals that are listed on my website. If you watched my last week's video, I had mentioned that along with my special intention pendants, where I wire wrap crystals and stones and infuse them through Reiki with special intentions, I decided to do that with stones as well, because not everyone out there wants to wear a pendant, right? But a lot of you out there might want to just have a stone to meditate with, or sleep under your pillow, or put on your altar. So the first stone of choice, and these are all on my website right now, this is hematite. And this powerful hematite is Reiki charged with the vibration of master number 22, the number of protection on all planes and the energy of the master builder. It has the energies of Scorpio for transformation and transmutation of lower energies. This one does have planet Mercury, ruler of objectivity and logic, within the stone, activation and balancing of the root chakra for focus, grounding, and security. And this one has the energies of Archangel Michael infused into it for confidence, courage, psychic protection, and cutting cords to all that no longer serves our highest and best interest. All right, and then stone number 2. I tried to choose stones that all deal with Mercury retrograde in some way, shape, or form. So stone number 2 is this beautiful blue gold stone. Isn't that gorgeous? Kind of see the sparkles in it. So gold stone is usually more of a orange brown kind of colored stone with the sparkles, but the blue gold stone, of course, is blue, and it really connects with this third eye chakra, right? That deep dark indigo blue. This one's been Reiki charged with the vibration of master number 11, a number of clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, and the energy of the light worker, which is what master number 11 is about. The qualities of Neptune is infused into this one, planet of other dimensions of time and space. This one has the activation of the throat chakra, ear chakras, third eye chakra, and crown chakras in it for speaking one's truth, hearing guidance, receiving visions, and opening to the higher dimensions. This one also has Archangel Michael infused his energies into it for protection on one's path, and Archangel Metatron for connection to one's Akashic records and to our star brothers and sisters of the highest vibration of light, because this really reminds me of the night sky with the stars sparkling, right? All right, and then our last stone of choice, this one is beautiful blue kyanite. So the blue kyanite, this one's Reiki charged with the vibration of master number 22, the number of power on all planes, as well as the manifestation of great things. The qualities of Neptune and Pluto, combining increased intuitive and healing powers with transformation and transmuting of negative lower vibrational energies. This one has infused into it the energies of the sign of Aquarius, the sign of higher perception and truths, and the guidance and assistance of, you guessed it, Archangel Michael, to clear away lower energies and removing blocks. This one also has Archangel Metatron to access spiritual wisdom, higher spiritual wisdom, and connect to your Akashic records. And it has a third Archangel, Archangel Raziel, to expand your psychic senses and tune into divine magic. So again, your stones of choice for the special message later is the hematite, the blue gold stone, and last but not least, the blue kyanite. Okay, so let's put those aside. Let's talk about the astrology for the week. Okay, so we start out on Monday, the 1st of April. Yes, it's April Fool's Day as we know of it in the United States anyway. And this is when Mercury, planet that rules the mental realm, our thoughts, ideas, perceptions, and communications, is going retrograde at 27 degrees of Aries. As it retrogrades, it's going to stay in the sign of Aries, retrograding all the way back to 16 degrees Aries. And that actually happens until April 25th before it turns back to direct motion. So when it turns back to direct motion, it'll be at 16 degrees Aries on April 25th. And then we've got that post-shadow period to wait for Mercury to start picking up speed and for things to kind of gel and fit together as far as these thoughts and ideas and perceptions, and really being able to then kind of plant these seeds and put forth some energy towards new projects and new experiences. Of course, we're in Aries season, but Mercury going retrograde for most of the month of April is kind of just slowing us down a little bit, just like with our guided meditation at the beginning. It's slowing us down so that we receive more information in order to make the most appropriate decision or plans for ourselves, as far as what direction we want to go. But of course, it has all those Mercury retrograde tendencies of, missed meetings and miscommunication, technology issues, shouldn't sign really important contracts or start anything brand new. If you're restarting something or updating something that's already been worked on, that's usually fine. But to launch something that's brand new, especially if it's information related, like a website, for instance, that isn't really the best time to do that. It's also not the best time to make large purchases. Oftentimes, if we make large purchases, especially those in the technological department, there can be things that happen where we have to really work at getting it to work right, or we have to return it because there's something faulty or not right with it. So on Wednesday, the 3rd of April, we have Venus, planet of love and relationships, and she also rules personal resources like money and finances and time and gifts and efforts. She's in Pisces right now, this beautiful, unconditionally loving, compassionate, forgiveness-oriented Pisces, and she's coming together with Neptune on Wednesday, and Neptune rules the spiritual realm. Neptune actually is the ruler of Pisces, so he is all about unconditional love and compassion and forgiveness and spiritual connection with your angels and guides and spiritual connection to your higher soul self. But sometimes that Pisces energy, where both of these planets are, and Neptune himself, can really rule illusion, delusion, and confusion. So in relationships and maybe financial matters, because that's what Venus rules, we might have a tendency to wear these rose-colored glasses. It's funny because I'm wearing the color rose today, right? So we might wear rose-colored glasses and not see things clearly, understand things clearly, hear communications from our loved ones clearly, or understand all the details of a financial matter clearly. There can be some deceptive energies. It doesn't have to be that way, because Neptune and Pisces can be just as magical and beautiful and miraculous as it can be on that shadow side. So it just depends on how it's going to play out for you, where it lands in your chart, and how it's connecting to other planets in your chart. And then the next day, on Thursday, the 4th of April, Venus will move out of Pisces and move into Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, where she'll be joining both Mercury, the planet of the mind, and the Sun, the planet of our ego. And she is going to be in Aries until April 29th. So the rest of this month of April, she's going to be strong, confident, courageous, independent, take charge, and leadership oriented. She knows what she wants, right? So it's like the divine feminine at one of her strongest points. And, when it was in Pisces, it has this idea of romance and unconditional love and fantasy and beauty and, flowers. But as she moves into Aries, she's going to know more of what she wants in her life. She's going to know more about what she deserves or what she feels that she's worthy of in her life. She's going to be more, again, independent and take charge. And she just has more of a, strength about her. And then on Saturday, the 6th of April, Venus in Aries, the divine feminine, is going to be in a positive sextile to Pluto, planet of power and transformation and change and death and rebirth. And a sextile is a positive aspect. So there's an opportunity here for the confidence and courage and strength of the divine feminine to really bring in transformation energies into her life, or bring in transformation energies into herself. She's going to feel like she's going through this little mini death and rebirth, but on a positive level. It's not a heavy level. Well, Pluto can be heavy, but this is a positive connection. So again, look for the opportunities, and look for the opportunities for gifts and blessings too, especially those that you make yourself. Because Venus in Aries is going to make her own way and make her own blessings. But Venus is a planet of blessings. She can bring in these gifts and blessings into our lives. And whatever those might be about, if you're aware of them and you take that opportunity to take action and do something with it, it's going to bring transformation into your life because of that connection to Pluto. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at the message from our angels and guides. So we've got 3 cards, which is unusual, right? As I try to stick with 3, but oftentimes there's more, but we do have 3 cards today. And the first card is Major Arcana 17, the Star card. And this is a beautiful card. It talks about our hopes and dreams and wishes, and you can see that she's kind of holding this string or this connection from the star, this big, bright, beautiful star of blessings that's in the heavens and the cosmos. And she's holding onto it almost like a balloon. So she's either putting her intentions through this cord and up to the universe to where it can be made manifest, or she's holding this cord to receive the blessings from the universe that's coming down to be bestowed upon her. And it can be, of course, both. Again, the Star card is about, what are you hoping for? What are you envisioning for your future? It's often a future-oriented card. And again, the spring equinox that happened not too long ago, and now we have Mercury, and this week Venus moving into Aries. It is all about new beginnings and planting new seeds and coming up with new ideas and moving in new directions. But again, this kind of has a future-oriented feel to it because that's what the star is about. It's like, what do we want for our future? What do we envision for our future? What do we dream of for our future? What do we want to experience? And so sending out those intentions, even though we've already, had the spring equinox and we've had a lunar eclipse, actually next week we're coming up to the solar eclipse. So maybe start, creating your vision board now for what those intentions are, or writing them out or speaking them out loud, doing a little ceremony. You can do a ceremony every day up until the solar eclipse and after. So there's no right or wrong, and no necessary timing per se. And, it's a great time to actually do that. Trust in the universe, trust in your higher soul self. All of these higher energies, our angels and guides, are working on our behalf. Yeah, in our behalf, working in our behalf to, realign things. Sometimes there's an energetic or planetary alignment that needs to take place before something can start to unfold or manifest. And part of that is the Mercury retrograde. So we might see more things or have to wait until Mercury turns back to direct motion to see these things start to appear or manifest in our lives. But this is a very, very positive way to start out the week. So let's look at the next card. Okay, so the next card is the Seven of Pentacles. Now, the number 7 in numerology has this idea of inner wisdom. It has this idea of maybe a little bit of patience, which actually relates to the card, and I'll tell you, in a minute. I'm sure some of you already know what the Seven of Pentacles is about. The 7 is about trust and faith. The 7 waits for divine timing. The 7 merges logic and intuition, because it's both a mental number and a spiritual number. But you can see here that all of these seeds have been planted. They're all underneath the earth. And the seeds have already started to sprout roots, and the roots are just starting to push up out of the ground and show themselves as this new, little plant. It's not full grown yet. We don't know exactly how it's going to unfold. But with nurturing and patience of these seeds that are planted, and some of these could be projects or ideas or possible new directions, with a little bit of patience and nurturing of this plant and of those seeds, right? You got to water it, care for it, love it, give it oxygen and whatnot. You're going to start to see the fruits of whatever those seeds planted are meant to be about. I don't want to say the fruits of your labor, because this is really about waiting. This is really about surrendering and allowing divine timing to unfold, to show what growth is starting to take place. Okay, so hopefully on the spring equinox or a little bit thereafter, maybe you initiated some things, started new projects, planted new seeds, and hopefully you did that, in a lot of areas of your life, because not necessarily all the seeds are going to sprout and take root. So as time and as we have patience and as we tend to these seeds and nurture the growth of whatever's happening, but yet trust, have faith, and surrender to whatever the growth is going to be, pretty soon we're going to see something start to sprout. Maybe 1, 2, 3 seeds start to sprout. Maybe all 7 seeds, right? Let's not limit it. But definitely you can see that he's just kind of in this very patient waiting stance. He's almost like he's raking that plant, right? He's got one hand up, kind of like he's raking that plant. He's giving positive energy and intentions to whatever these seeds represent. So that's a great thing to follow the star card, right? Our hopes, dreams, what we envision, what we desire to kind of, manifest. And here's the seeds that are starting to kind of patiently become something. Let's look at the last card and see what that is. Wow, okay. Major Arcana 10. This is the wheel. Of course, that's the Wheel of Fortune in the traditional tarot. So to me, this is really saying that something is starting to shift. Something is starting to happen. The karmic wheel is turning, and usually it brings us a positive shift. Something positive is unfolding and about to occur. Here we've got, actually, it looks like a lot of wheels. To me, the first thing that pops into my head is that there's something that goes back into other lifetimes, other times and places, other situations that you've lived either in this lifetime or in other incarnations. It's like this reverberation, like a domino effect. What you've put out, you're going to get back. That's part of the Wheel of Fortune. It's kind of that law of cause and effect. You put out good vibes and good things and love and, all that wonderful blessing stuff, you're going to get it back. And the wheel is saying it's starting to come back. We also have a woman here, divine feminine, right, with Venus. And she's standing on one leg, so she's kind of like trusting and having faith. She's kind of in a standstill, balanced place here. And as Venus is leaving Pisces this week and moving into Aries, here she's on top, right? She's on top, she's confident, she's courageous, but yet she is kind of still waiting. She's patiently waiting for something to transpire. But the wheel is definitely saying that there is some sort of karmic unfolding of events that is going to be taking place. I don't know if it's going to be taking place this week, but this is kind of telling us that it's coming up. And with that new moon solar eclipse in Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, next week, I think it's on the 8th of April, that is where we're really going to start to see some movement, some things unfold. Again, it might take some days, it might even take some weeks, maybe a couple of months even. But the Wheel of Fortune is saying that change is coming. And since this was the last card and the star was the first card, I think we're in for some very positive things to occur. It doesn't mean that there's no challenges, because sometimes we have to release the old in order to make way for the new, to make way for this positive shift that's wanting to occur. So have confidence, have courage, but also surrender, trust, and have faith to whatever is going to be unfolding in your life. All right, so let's look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. So the Angel Answers deck, you know, if any of you have this, you know that there's some yes cards, some no cards, some cards about 1 week, 1 month. You know, it kind of gives you an answer. There are a couple cards in there that I think one says abundance and things like that, but it's giving you the answer to a question that you're posing. So I want you to, even if you have to pause the video for a minute, formulate a question in your mind. Formulate a question that you want to know the answer to. And you're not necessarily going to get a yes or a no, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And hopefully the universe will, give you some sort of information, even if it's not, specific and direct, give you some sort of information as to the answer to your question. So let's take a deep breath, formulate that question. And for those of you that chose the hematite, so message for the hematite people. Message for the hematite people, divine message. This one calls my attention when I open my eyes. Well, that's not fair, is it? Ask your angels. So they're really wanting you to tune into the spirit realm. Maybe you're not meditating enough or talking to your angels and guides enough. Maybe you're not connecting to your higher soul self enough. So this is kind of like a little nudge to do so. And as you connect with the spiritual realm, as you do the meditation and the self-reflection, the answers will come more easily for you. You can see that there's actually an angel here right before this person, right? So they're kind of like kneeling as if they're in a, doing a prayer or setting some intention. I just heard the Great Hall of Records. Remember how a couple of those stones related to Archangel Metatron and the Akashic Records? This archway here, and it's like going back. It just kind of reminded me, and I heard in my head the Akashic Records. So I feel like you need to tune in, ask your angels and guides, and especially Archangel Metatron, who is the overseer of the Akashic realm or your Akashic Records. Ask them through either meditation or inspiration or revelation or a dream, an aha moment, or even a conversation with somebody, that they bring you the information from your own Akashic Records that you're seeking to answer your question. Okay? So we're going to put that back in the deck in case somebody else gets it. The second stone of choice was the blue gold stone. All right, so blue gold stone people, special message for the week for blue gold stone. This one calls my attention here in the middle. Okay, well, a year from now. Remember how I said some of them says, in a few days or a week or a month? Well, this one actually says within about a year from now that you're going to receive an answer to your question. So let's say your question was about relationship. You might see the unfolding of energies over the course of the next year for both of you, and the free will that you both have, in order to know by the end of about a year from now what's going to transpire. And some of that is because sometimes things aren't set in stone. Sometimes things, are kind of fated, like we have a fated meeting with somebody, a new soulmate that we're supposed to have, or we've learned what we were supposed to in this business or friend or even romantic relationship, and it's time to kind of move on for both of our evolution and growth and to meet, someone new. But sometimes when people are in relationship, it's about both people's sense of free will and the free will choices that they make, the decisions they make from now and the weeks and months unfolding that might determine what's going to happen. And it doesn't even have to be just about staying together or breaking up. It could be about having a baby. It could be about moving somewhere. It could be, questions about anything. And even outside of relationships, this year from now answer might be about moving, or it might be about investing your money in something, or it might be about having another child or having a baby. Who knows? But this is saying in about a year from now, you're going to receive information that's going to enlighten you as to like the answer to your question. And maybe you could get it even sooner, because again, time and space don't exist in the spiritual realm, right? But according to, the best that your spiritual angels and guides can do, they're saying in about a year. And some of that could be too, like what numerology personal year are you in? What astrological transits are you having? So you might even want to, touch base with somebody that, does readings and can assist you with some of that information. And you might very well find that they say, well, in about a year from now, you're going to have this transit. That's kind of your answer here. All right, so the last stone of choice is the blue kyanite. All right, so blue kyanite people, special message for blue kyanite. Special message for blue kyanite. Nothing's jumping out yet, so just be patient. Blue kyanite. Special message for blue kyanite. Okay, that one did. Oh no, you guys, ask your angels again. Okay, well, they're really wanting you to tune into your own inner intuition and your own inner guidance and really do some, meditation and really start to connect with your essence. Again, your higher soul self, your angels, guides, the archangels, your ancestors, right? And tune into and ask for information from your Akashic records. Sure, you could go get an Akashic record reading from somebody that reads the Akashic records. But I think that everybody can and does connect with their Akashic records. Dream time, sometimes we have dreams that just seem beyond a normal purging, healing dream, and you wake up and think, wow, that was kind of profound, and that could be you connecting with your Akashic records. Or if you have, again, posing a question in your mind as you're doing a deep meditation, and I would say, try for 15 to 30 minutes of meditation, and ask, show me the answer, show me the way, give me a sign. And maybe in the meditation they will, or maybe once you're done with the meditation and throughout your day or throughout your week, you're going to be hit with some sort of information or guidance or an animal totem or spiritual message of some sort. And you're going to say, wow, that really relates to my question. That really relates to what I was thinking about or wondering about. And so they want you to, I think start to trust that you have and you can find and be led to the answers that you seek, that you don't always have to look outside of yourself. All right, so I'm sending you all lots of love and light for this week ahead. Again, don't forget to check out the April energy forecast on my YouTube channel. I send you all many, many blessings. Blessings for abundance, prosperity, and the manifestation of the planting of whatever seeds you've planted. Namaste, everyone.